Hey, Steeler Nation. We're back on Strikers Inside Slant post-game for the Brownies. Probably one of the worst games I've ever seen as a Steeler fan. Plenty opportunities to win this game in regulation. Kenny just could not do it. Kenny could not get the ball moving. I don't know why we didn't even try to run the football our last possession. Just absolutely mind-numbingly same as the same with Matt Canada's offense, which gives us no chance of moving the ball down the field, which they ended up hitting a couple big balls down the center of the field when they weren't throwing down the middle of the field all game. Don't know why Kenny Pickett can't figure it out. Don't know why Matt Canada can't figure it out. But that's the way we have to suffer through these games now as Steeler fans, while Matt Canada continues to be this offensive coordinator. And Kenny had a bad game too. I can't disagree with you, Jamie. Absolutely, he sucked. He had a really bad game. Hope you guys saw a little bit more. There's nothing to salvage from this match. Yeah, that was a tough one, Chow Chow Dad. Absolutely is. My dog's happy. My dog's a Browns fan. Kat's happy. She's a Bengals fan. So I'm not living in a good situation right now where I don't even think we can beat the Bengals next week. Really. Like, we are playing the same offense that the Browns played with a brand new quarterback. We played the exact same offense for a guy that's never started a game in league history versus a quarterback that's been starting for a year and a half. Absolutely terrible. We have no offense other than Warren, which now I was very balanced talking with you guys about who should it be, Warren and Najee. I was like, I like the way it is. I like the split. Now I'm starting to think maybe Warren is the guy you want. That's the only electricity that we saw on the field was when Warren was running with the football, moving the football. But it's embarrassing. Absolutely. Hashtag fire Tomlin and get a new QB. Jacob coming in hard. Yeah, I have no idea what's wrong with Kenny Pickett. I like this fight on the 4th and short. I thought he did a really good job of ripping his own head off, getting dirt kicked in his face, and nearly picking up the first down. That was a big first down that would have given them points on their side of the field if we didn't pick off that football or we didn't pick up that first down. They would have gotten points out of that. So defense played today. Defense showed up. 13 points, for gosh sakes, on the road. If we're holding our home team to 13 freaking points, we should be winning this game every time. Absolutely every time. We were in position to win it. 2 minutes to go. What do we take? 14 seconds? Not even? I think it was like 6 seconds on offense. Gave them the ball back. 2 timeouts, full field. Didn't run the ball once. Didn't throw one possession pass, like doing a swing pass out of the backfield, a flare, a screen. Nothing. Tried going downfield. We tried going downfield 3 times. All 3 got progressively worse and less chances of being completed. Don't know what we can do as fans other than watch this mess finish up the season, because that's when Matt Canada is going to get fired. They're not going to get fired because his contract's up. He's going to go away and not get re-signed. So, and guys, this is your show. Questions, comments. I know it's not fun on these shows when we lose. I didn't want to come on here. I don't want to talk about how poorly we looked finishing out that game on the road against a team that we had. We had them on the ropes. Defense put us in position on the 30-yard line with 2 minutes, 2 timeouts to get 40 yards and win that game with Boz. All we needed to do. We couldn't get a yard. Couldn't get a yard. Absolutely. And it's dumb. Like, we were acting like we had to catch up. Like, we had to go a lot of yardage to win the game. We didn't. We just had to manage down the distance. We had 2 timeouts. We had 2 full minutes. They screwed up at the end of the third quarter, ran 3 plays, took no times off the clock. Fourth quarter, Kenny comes in. He should be making plays for us. I don't know what it is. Adam Bum. Kenny isn't the same guy who played last year. No confidence, plays scared, and the simplest plays look difficult. And he's check down Kenny. Check down Kenny is not throwing the ball downfield anymore. Threw the ball downfield, twice on the sidelines. No attacks in the middle of the field. Yet again. Something we're used to. The only time we threw in the middle of the field, I think, was like a tight end screen. which was a play behind the line of scrimmage to Pat Fryermuth. It's the only time I remember throwing up the middle of the field. Maybe Robinson on a play, but I thought he was on the outside on the one he caught. I can't remember. It's just frustrating. Absolutely frustrating. Brian Davis, hot garbage with all those punts. You would think we'd be at least good at that. Well, Harvin started off good, but I'm getting sick of these, 1 out of 10 punts being a shank. I'm done with it. I'm absolutely done with it. I love you too, kitten. I do. And we were upstairs hanging out during the game. Yeah, I know, sweetie. But I can't read. I can't read the fun stuff going on here. Yeah, Brian. I mean, what else can we do? What else can we do in this situation? Robert Leonard, they didn't get their butts kicked by Browns. They kicked their own butts with stupid play calling and bad execution on top of it. I can't disagree with that, Robert. I was making a pun because I knew they were going to win with a kick. That's the way my brain works. So yes, we got our butts kicked by a last-second field goal, which was kicked through the uprights. It's just a travesty. By the end of these games now, my heart's not in it anymore. Like, it didn't hurt. I expected it. They got the ball back again. Like, we took no time off the clock. None. We didn't run a single play that made the clock move. And what happened? They got the ball with the full clock, 2 timeouts. That was bad clock management. That was bad play calling, and that I will get on Matt Canada for not running a run play, not running a possession down play, to at least put us in a situation where if we don't get a first down, if we don't get in a position to be able to kick, we're going to pin him deep with under a minute on the clock. That is the target. With a rookie, that's what you want. Force him to throw downfield, pick it off, win with a field goal. Didn't happen today. They had enough time. They didn't have to rush anything. Then we started letting guys run wide open in the middle field. I don't know why we didn't run man. Absolutely should have run man. They don't have a guy on that team other than Cooper that can beat us man. Absolutely not. Like, Njoku's phenomenal. I love Njoku, but he's plodding. He's not fast. You can play man on this team. I don't know why we didn't. We were playing zone, and they were getting right behind soft zone like we used to seeing as Steeler fans. Open catches, plenty of green around the receiver to be able to reach down and pull those in and catch a ball without being contested. Nicholas Case, like we were playing not to lose. We weren't playing to win. Like Kenny, but dude, yeah, I know. I like Kenny too, but I don't like him today. Absolutely do not like him today. And just think of how bad this game would have been if Warren didn't rip off a 74-yarder and we didn't get like a interception in their territory. Like, that's the game. Kenny didn't do crap today. Absolutely nothing from Kenny today. Warren, 74 yards. Ended up being a shorter field goal, almost a chip shot, but Kenny did nothing to get us close to the end zone or even taking a shot into the end zone. Didn't take a shot in the end zone all day. Didn't throw one pass that ended up in the end zone. All day. All day. Their rookie quarterback did. Fortunately, we defended it. That's just tough to watch. Jacob Brosey Rayburn. Defense sucks too. I'm tired of people acting like they are good. Well, they are good. They're opportunistic. They get pressure. But we did not do the things right, and getting enough injuries here at middle linebacker is going to hurt you at the end of these types of games because we don't have the coverage guys at middle linebacker anymore. Michael Scott Joyner. How you doing, Michael Scott? Thanks for letting us vent, Stryker. I say Canada goes now and bring up someone to call play. Absolutely. I am ready for Canada to leave yesterday. I was hoping that the Steelers would have been smart and kicked his butt out at the bye. This guy cannot score. This guy cannot get us in position to score and win games with scoring. But look at our numbers. I mean, our numbers are absolutely laughable. Steelers schedule. Looking up our schedule here. Full schedule. Doing it over here at, let's see where I can get one where I can read all the scores and stuff. Or hopefully they put it in a nice list. Yeah, here we go. I'm over on foxsports.com. I don't know why they freaking made their website like this. Well, that's not, there we go. All right, what are we at now? That's live. All right, going back. 7 points. This is Matt Canada offense. 7 points against the Niners. Loss. 26 points, we beat the Browns. 23 points, we beat the Raiders. 6 points against the Texans. 10 points, or 17 points against the Ravens. 24 points against the Rams when we win. Those are 2 wins. 10 points against the Jags. 16 or 20 points against the Tennessee Titans. 23 points against Green Bay. And today, 10 points. It's inexcusable. We haven't scored more than 26 points all year. We've gotten over 20 points. 1, 2, 3, 4 times this season. 4 times out of 10 games, we've scored over 20 points. 5th game, we did score 20 points. That would be the Tennessee, but over 20 points, 4 times. That's inexcusable. Inexcusable. It's like, I don't even know how to root anymore. I'm just not expecting anything, Michael Scott Joyner. And as always, man, I appreciate your guys' feedback. But just, it is a gut punch. Tonight's game, watching it as a fan, is a gut punch. We had the division is there. We had a chance to separate. We had a chance to show the league that we can start pushing toward the playoffs. Browns getting a new quarterback. Bengals getting a new quarterback. Kudos to the Browns putting in the rookie as opposed to PJ. PJ would have lost. Absolutely would have lost. He was more mobile, didn't make a big mistake. Steelers had to make an athletic play on the interception. Just was the way it was. Oh, what's that? Brandon again, piss poor possession, but the game was lost in those last couple possessions. A field goal would have won it. Absolutely would have. Absolutely would have. Matt Cohen, Tomlin sucks. He sucks for keeping Matt Canada. I can't defend him for that. Hello, all. Hello, Steeler Wade Show. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Jay Nava, feed that beast. That cat is huge. I know. That's a pixie bob. So they're like giant. They're supposed to look like bobcats because they don't have tails. Right? You don't have a tail, do you? Why don't you show everybody you don't have a tail? Come on over here. Come on over here. Come on. Show everybody you don't have a tail. Well, how about I just turn the computer and show that you don't have a tail? No tail on this cat. It was 2 reasons. 1, to look like a bobcat, which is kind of cool. And 2, so my baby girl couldn't pull its tail because she was just because we had the cat. We got the cat right after her daughter was born. Kind of worked out in that respect, but that was always our running joke in the family was what happened to Lexi's tail. I said, baby Viola pulled it off. So, Mike Tomlin in Facebook group. Yep. Yeah, I know you're on. I'm not ready to fire Tomlin. We have to get rid of Canada. The fact that he keeps defending Canada, though, is borderline fireable. Michael Scott Joyner, why did we not try running the ball in the last possession? Exactly. Yeah, even my cat knows. Look at that look. She knows. I know, right? Thanks for the comedy gold there, Lexi. Appreciate it. KP, throwing it to the invisible man all day. Yeah. Threw deep the one time. I'm like, oh, finally throwing deep. But what's going on? Nobody there. Threw it to no one. Though actually, if he and DJ were on the same page for a back shoulder throw on that one blitz, that would have been a big play. That would have been a big play. Unfortunately, they weren't on. We haven't been on the same page for anything all year. All year. It's this team. It's this offense with zero identity. I mean, if we're going to be a running team, like Michael Scott Joyner is saying as well, run the damn football with 2 full minutes, and you only need 40 yards. Only need 40 yards. We got Boz. Eat the clock, kick the game over. It's actually one of the worst clock management experiences in the last 3 years that I can even think of. Absolutely terrible clock management. And then giving the ball back completely with all the time in the world and all their timeouts. Still 2 timeouts. We didn't let them use a timeout. 3 incompletions. 3 and out. 3 and out, Kenny. Charles. KP sucks. The reason we lost. He needs to be benched. Thompson Robinson is better than Pickett. Pickett is trash. I can't disagree today. Really, I can't. Kenny got us nowhere. He got us nowhere near the end zone all day. Full game, nowhere near the end zone. I know the Browns are good on D, but still, Kenny Pickett could not make a play to save his life other than the one that he made ripping off his own helmet to get a first down. That was an amazing play. That was an amazing. It looked like he got his head ripped off on that play, but he made it. I do like that. That was the only play he made all game. Really. Jay Nava, sorry. Thank you, Jalen Warren, for the beast mode effort. Exactly. And now, guys, the arguments, I remember we're having arguments, Najee and Warren. I'm like, why not both? I love them both being utilized, but now I'm starting to think, yeah, still utilize them both, but maybe it's time to start Warren. Maybe it is, because the announcers noticed it. Fans noticed it. When Warren was running with the football, there was more electricity. He was working to move the football quickly. I know, Najee got open on that one play, the catch and run, 3rd down and long. Warren works to try to get the first down. Najee was plodding when he got 8 yards down the field. It's like he wasn't making an effort. He didn't try to cut to a different angle to try to see if they could get a couple extra yards. Just plodded, got hit, taken down. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. John Mahler's execution of plays and playing is all on Tomlin and Canada. Exactly. The coach, this team was not ready to play at all on offense. They were not ready to play at all. Bad personnel swaps. Even on defense, we had bad personnel swaps as well. We had to call timeouts because we didn't have the right people on the field. Didn't have enough people on the field. What the hell's going on? That's coaching issue. That is coaching issue. Throwing the ball away or making bad passes or not throwing the ball to not finding people that are open. That's on Kenny. But I don't have any confidence that Canada's offense can get people open. I don't have any confidence that Canada's offense can move the football and generate points. It's been 3 years since we scored 30 points and won a game. 3 years. We've lost 2 games in 3 years, scoring 30 points. We haven't scored 30 points and won a game in 3 years. Insane. Raheem, a little over a minute left in the game. Canada calls all passing plays, putting the game in Kenny's hands instead of giving it to the beast player on offense. Jalen Warren, all we had to do was run. Exactly. I'm with you on that, Raheem. I said that top of the show, first thing out of my mouth. Why don't we do that? Because you got to control clock. You don't want to give them the ball and time on the clock because you're under 2 minutes. And we did. We made it as easy for them to win the game as they made it as easy for us entering the fourth quarter, only taking 8 seconds off the clock in 3 plays before the third quarter ended, which was dumb. Ours was dumber because it's endgame. Sylvia! He's trash. Pickett doesn't even look downfield. I mean, he was getting pressured. Our offensive line was Swiss cheese at best. A colander at worst. Not happy with the holes in the offensive line, marked by the first play of the game, which should have been a safety. Moore, you look like trash on that play. Absolute trash. Offensive line looked like trash pass blocking. That's why we should have been run blocking. 40 yards, 2 minutes. That's all we needed. I at least wanted to put them in a situation where they didn't have timeouts because that's what it would have done. You run the ball 3 times. Worst case scenario, they'd be getting the ball back with a minute right? Because that'd be, about a minute and 20 seconds, no timeouts. That would have been endgame. And I would have been much more confident giving it to a rookie with a minute and 20 seconds, no timeouts. I would have taken that all day because you saw they could be a little bit more possession sensitive. They had timeouts. They could work the middle of the field. In that situation, they wouldn't have been able to work the middle of the field. They still would have been hitting the edge. Because they make a play down the middle, there goes 20 seconds. Start to finish. Brimmy Bando, Pickett trash. A lot of people saying that. Jeff Medley, what do you have to say? This offense needs major changes now. I don't know what it is, but I would start with benching Pickett. This offense needs some type of spark. And between the plays being called and the quarterback play, I'm a fan of Pickett, but he didn't do anything special at all. He did nothing tonight. Absolutely nothing tonight, Jeff. I think we were expecting fourth quarter Kenny. Fourth quarter Kenny laid an egg. Lost the game for us. Absolutely lost the game for us tonight, which sucks. Casey also thinks Kenny is trash. Pat, Butler's old Swiss cheese zone package, a joke. Tough to watch. Yeah, that's why aren't we in? Play to win the game. Play to win the game. John Mullins, Canada's play at calling everything short. It looks like junior West Coast style offense. I mean, Fichtner's was bad too. Fichtner's was absolutely horrible too. Here you go, Harvey Westbrooks. Our offense sucks. Indeed it does. Matt Canada needs to be run out of town on a rail. Where do you put him now? We had him in the booth. Weren't doing well. Had him on the sideline. Sideline last 3 games. 20 points, 23 points, 10 points. Not much freaking better. Not much better. What are we going to do now? Put him in a windbreaker? Is that going to work? Make him wear a knit hat? What else do offensive coordinators do on the sideline? Maybe we can start like bringing in the plays with those Bart Simpson cards and stuff. Like Chip Kelly offense. Jeez. Raheem abandoned the run when we shouldn't have used it the most. Exactly. This is the wrong time to abandon the run. Sylvia, I agree. Canada can't do anything. Chow Chow Dad, it's beyond frustrating to waste this beautiful defense on our poop show of an offense. Exactly, Chow Chow. Exactly. Corey Whitaker, Kenny panics worse than any pro quarterback I've ever seen. 106 total yards, 2 wasted timeouts, and a delay of game. Several unnecessary throwaways, and he spins for no reason, losing sight of the field. He has not developed. He needs to be benched. And can he even throw more longer than 12 yards? Dude, right now, I am Team Rudolph. It's December. Getting close to it. It's holiday season. It's time to break out Rudolph the Pittsburgh Steeler. Because he at least throws downfield. Rudolph throws downfield. Probably as saying it when Ben was our starter. I said at that time, Rudolph is our best deep ball quarterback on the roster. Still is. Still is. We used to get at least 1 deep ball a game from Kenny. Get somebody open. Austin week 1. Pickens week 2. 2 big long ones. And then nothing. Crickets. Crickets until Warren rips off his own big play, which might be the biggest play of the year. I think that's the longest play by our offense so far this year. It's frustrating, Corey. Amy, welcome to the show. How many times has this team lost to a rookie or backup quarterback? Tomlin and his whole staff need to go. They were 20-4 against rookie quarterbacks entering this game under Tomlin. Thank you, Alex Kazora. I read his tweet. Now they're 20-5. They might feel like it's worse, but it's not. 20-5, which is good, but you got to be better. Juan Sizemore, bench Pickett. Robert! Oh, now we're going to get the even keel from Robert C. Finally, some words of encouragement. Has anyone said fire Canada yet? Yes. Me. I'm actually saying it today. I'm saying, well, I don't like Canada. You guys have always known, like, I don't like Canada. I'm trying to see what he's doing to make this offense work. Square peg, round hole. Wash, rinse, repeat. This is tedious. Absolutely tedious to watch. It was understandable. Absolutely understandable to watch an anemic offense when you had Ben Roethlisberger off of a ruptured elbow, did not have the arm anymore. Started getting the ball out quick as nuts. Getting the ball out in a second and a half. Yeah, sure, we're going to have a short game doing that. Kenny's not even doing that. Kenny's not even getting it to anybody. It's a bad game. We were in third and manageable, and he salted away chances to get first downs. Salted it away. But we have a horrible scheme. I don't know any quarterback that would do well in this scheme. Maybe Tom Brady. I don't know. Maybe he can hit an open person, but not the way these guys are blocking in front of him. Chow Chow Dad. 7 of these points was one splash play that gained more than the entire first half. Exactly. And that was something that I was excited about. And we had the momentum and we were doing well. And I'm like, here we go. That was it. It wasn't here we go. That was it. Juan Sizemore. You can't. Right? Edward Jones. Time to bring in a real punter. Harvin is terrible. Did us no favors in the special teams. His shank was horrific. Absolutely terrible punt. I'm glad it didn't hurt us. He had fine punts otherwise. The rest of the game, pinning inside the 20 most of the time. Ron Honey, but I'm getting done with those shanks. 1 out of 10 shanks. Can't have it. Fire Matt Canada. Right. Jack Bigley. They'll be lucky to get a wild card spot, and it will be one and done if they do. The hunger is just not there. Not on offense. I agree. I believe the defense wants to win games, Jack. The defense is playing hard. Just today was the day they couldn't do it. We've been closing it out all year. Today was not the day we could do it. Only positive was a Landon Roberts. He had a monster game. Love the way Landon played today. I really do too. Great call there, Cooley. Pat Peterson did pretty well today too. And so did Joey Porter, other than the bailout call and the holding, which was, it was a hold. I'll give him holding. It definitely wasn't PI, but those suck. Ronnie Hunter, how do we not run the ball the last time we had it? I said that at the top of the show. That's the reason why we lost. Because they should have been out of timeouts at worst. At best, we should have won the game. Matt Gitch, and replaced with who? Mitch Trubisky or Mason Rudolph? He's inactive every week for a reason. We don't have a good backup. Hey, so is Josh Dobbs. And he's playing way better ball than any of our quarterbacks, and he was 4th on our squad. 4th. Holding clipboards for years at 3rd, inactive. Best quarterback out of everybody we have. But I am Rudolph all the way. Right now, Rudolph. Put him in. Guy's hungry. Guy wants to play. A guy I know that can attack downfield. Aaron Harris. What is Pickett doing on that last possession? No accuracy. Well, first one was fairly accurate. Deontay has to catch that ball. Deontay has it, because then we're in at least, it would have been about 2nd and 3. Clock would have been moving. That's the game. That was the game. Deontay not catching that ball lost us the game. 2nd and 3, we can run the ball. Yeah, it's atrocious, Aaron. Go Mo! Get the head coach out of here. Who's calling the plays? Harris is crap, and we need a quarterback. Give the game away. Sad. Fire the head coach and offensive coordinator. Harris is not poo. I hear you, Go Mo. Get it out. Get the lead out. That's what we're here for. This is Hi, my name's Stryker, and I'm a Pittsburgh Steeler fan. Welcome, Stryker. Welcome to the show, or welcome to the meeting. Yeah, it was just another week of having to watch Matt Canada absolutely bone a game where we had the game in end game scenario and just boned it away because we didn't eat clock. Yeah, I know. So we started. Yeah, Stryker. I mean, all we can do is live your life one day at a time. Fight the good fight. Just keep telling yourself there's going to be a tomorrow. because that's the way we're living as Pittsburgh Steelers fans anonymous. Absolutely have to live this way right now. Juan Sizemore, Pickett has worsened. He absolutely has. He's regressed. Like he's not even as good as Tebow right now. I've been calling him Tebow. Was not even as good as Tebow today. Yep. Tebow would have won this game. Absolutely would have. ADG! Time to get rid of the offensive players except Warren and all the coaches starting with Tomlin in Canada. Yep. Purge. Mid-season purge. That always works. 14-second drive was inexcusable. Exactly, Cooley. Yeah. You cannot go out and not eat any time in that situation in endgame. That was actually inexcusable. Ronnie Hunter. Ironic, I believed, but gained our competition first time all year. Did we outgain them today? Oh, geez. Don't tell me. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to leave you on Instagram because you guys aren't even being active. So screw you guys. Instagram's crying, evidently. But yeah, I'll bring that up. I wanted to see what the gains were in the stats. I don't have the total. It's just the individual stats. 165. Yeah, we outgained them. You're right. Because we had like 150 yards rushing on top of that. So that's like 260. And they had 165, 50 on top of that. This is 11. And then 36. Yeah, we outgained them. You're right. We outgained them and we lost. Thanks, Matt Canada, for not making sure we gained less yardage so we could have won. ADG. And what is the play selection under 2 minutes deep in zone? Yeah, that's the theme of the show. Jamie Komet, welcome back. I just don't get how Kenny is regressing so badly. He's lousy, and the undrafted free agent is better than the other first rounder. Yeah, dude. It hurts. This is a gut punch game. Gut punch. Ray Grigo. Kenny had no confidence at all. He didn't give me any confidence, I'll tell you that. Amen. Ronnie agrees. Run the ball. We were all saying it. We're all Steeler fans. That's what this offense is supposed to be. What's our identity other than 3 and out? It's supposed to be run the football. We ran the football better against this defense than anyone has all year, I swear. Because they're top defense in football. We had over 100 and some yards rushing. Final numbers for Warren, he had 129. Harris had 35. That's it. And 9 more from Pickett, -1 for Pickens. Yeah, so we're at 18, 17, 5. All right, 30. Yeah, 38, 37, 42, 50, 60, 70, 172 yards. I had to do it with math because it's not totaled. My math is slow. I had to use my fingers. 172 yards on the ground. We're killing it. 160 yards, 200 yards, 172. We should win the game. We would have had more than 172 yards if we run the ball the last 3 plays. Might have gotten to 200. Might have gotten to 200 against this defense. We had them beaten down. That's the way this offense is supposed to roll. Get to the fourth quarter, keep running the ball. They're gassed. We're hitting them. We're getting our holes now. We're getting the stretch plays. We're hitting the open holes, getting good blocks, downfield blocks. Not a single run. Not a single run. Hurts. Kevin, I'm sorry. That's not coaching when you're missing 4 huge starters on defense. No Quan, Neal, Minka, or Holcomb. Defense still played great. Kenny Pickett is terrible. He sucks. Yeah, but we got Hayward back. Hayward's a big reason why we were in that game. Holy crap. If we didn't have Hayward and Benton, Ogunjobi made some good plays in the backfield too. We didn't have those guys today. They would have ran all over us. We shut down their running game. That was done. It's like mission accomplished. We got a rookie quarterback, shut down the run. What did we do? 60, 70, 80, 90. They were under 100 yards rushing. Held them to under 100 yards rushing. A Cleveland Browns team that needed to rush the ball, we held them under 100 yards. Jeff Medley. Only player with heart on offense is Warren. Well, I think Jones played pretty well at right tackle. I don't know what the hell. I don't know if you guys saw this too, but Cole was driving me nuts downfield. Twice I saw him on big plays where we would have had even bigger plays if he just made a block downfield. Ran by the players twice. Didn't even touch them. It's not like they're making a juke. Just, I don't know what the hell Cole's doing down the field. He's atrocious down the field blocking. Whereas we had guys like Boykin blocking downfield. He did a great job on that Warren run. Absolutely walled off 3 guys to make sure they could not get to Warren. And tackle him by the tailpipe. Juan Sizemore. If they didn't bench Pickett, fire Canada this season is a wrap. If they don't bench Pickett, fire Canada. And that's the problem. Like, honestly, we need something new. We're not going to get any better with Matt Canada all season. These are going to be our games every week. We're not going to blow anybody out. We're not going to win by a comfortable margin ever. And it's going to come down to the fourth quarter. This is our year. 2023 Steelers. Wait till the fourth quarter, see what happens. If it's close enough, we might win. We might. If we're getting blown out early, we're not coming back. We can't score 2 touchdowns. There's no way we're scoring 2 touchdowns in a quarter, let alone a game, to come back in games. No chance. None. Zilch. That's why you have to fire your offensive coordinator. There's no place. We're week 10 now. We look worse than we looked first 8 weeks of the season. Brad, with Warren playing like he did, why is Najee in the whole second half? Terrible coaching decision. They were rotating. It looked like they were rotating every drive, it seemed like. It was like a different running back. Tracy, I like Kenny, but 2 years with no improvement and declining. Got to look other places. Yeah, these are the decisions we're going to start making. Biggest decision next season too, Tracy, is going to be, do we 5th-year option Najee? If Warren keeps running like this, my answer is no. We don't 5th-year option Najee. We let him hit free agency after his 4th year. And we just let him play out his rookie contract and say, thank you very much. Good luck in the rest of the league. Because we got a much cheaper guy that's an undrafted rookie free agent that we picked up that's running harder than you right now and playing with more heart than you right now. Najee's not going to rip off a 75-yarder. No chance. Fire Canada. That's it, Ronnie. Doreen. He didn't do anything. Exactly. Nothing. Tamburro. #struggle for the Steelers fans is real. I know. Tracy, maybe practice with pads on? Problem is, the league doesn't let you, Tracy. You get like 10 of them a year. The way that the NFLPA has worked out the contract the last time, there's no padded practices anymore. It's like powder puff during the week. We didn't lose this game because of tackling. We definitely didn't. We lost it because of zone and not being able to control the clock in endgame. We did not control the clock at endgame. We had the ability to end the game. Did not control the time possession on that play. They would have had the ball back right around a minute 20, no timeouts, going full field. And I would have given them that chance much more because then we know they have to throw downfield. Now we're playing sticks as opposed to playing the short. They could still run their full offense, didn't have to worry about it. Robert, can we trade Mitch and Rudy for Clayton Tune? Oh, I'd love that. Will you think Houston will let go of Clayton Tune? Do you think they'll throw in some Tank Dell as well? Are they on the same team as Clayton? I just want Clayton Tune to be in Houston. No, he's not in Houston. Where the hell is he? He's in Arizona, right? Right. That now I remember. Out in Arizona. We were talking about that earlier at the SteelerNation.com football forum. Please go over to SteelerNation.com. Talk with all the great people like Robert C. in the football forum. He's mildly humorous and every once in a while has a good take or two. Doreen, Trubisky is so close to getting in. I would have loved to see what he could have done. I would. I am, after watching Trubisky the last time he was in, holy crap. Yeah, he's I have no confidence in Trubisky. None. I have no confidence. The only guy that I have confidence in right now is the unknown, which is Rudolph. I want Rudolph to play. They did the smart thing, didn't start the backup, started the third guy. When their guy went down, maybe the Steelers should do the smart thing. Start the third guy instead of the second guy. What's wrong with Harvin's punting? I have no idea what's wrong with this kid, Tracy. Every 10 punts, like we're at the point now where his shanks should be done. He should be absolutely done with it. All right. I'm trying to keep you out of the camera here. Kidding. Hashtag Team Rudolph. Join us for the holiday season. Hashtag Team Rudolph. You can get your Black Friday deals here. Their Black and Gold Friday deals here in Pittsburgh with Rudolph, the red-nosed quarterback, coming in for some plays. Hopefully giving us some plays downfield. Because, man, this is tough to watch. It's tough to watch. Wash, rinse, repeat every week, man. Same script, different week. And the announcer said the same thing. Same script, different week. But they expected us to come back and win. We didn't. Juan Sizemore, a change right now would spark the offensive effort. Give me anyone except Pickett. I think the biggest spark could be just getting rid of Canada. That has to be the move before getting rid of Pickett. You have to see if it's Pickett. Really have to see if it's Pickett, because right now I think it's Canada. Because his plays don't get us downfield, don't give us a chance to score. We're just trying to manage sticks. That's all this is. We're like a high school offense. High school offenses manage down and distance. They don't try to put points on the, well, good teams do. I was on a bad high school team. We were trying to manage down and distance, limit penalties, make it to third and manageable, hopefully get a first down. That's the way this offense is. We are a bad high school offense managing down and distance. Attempting to. Doing it. Piss poor job of it, though. Trish, get rid of Harvin. Canada needs to stop calling kindergarten plays. Exactly. I can't disagree with those, Trish. Tracy, not a Rudolph fan, but let's try him. The rest of the year, is he still hurt? No, he's not hurt at all. He's just third quarterback. He's inactive on game day, but third quarterbacks are allowed to come back into games. Gareth, that was horse crap. Exactly, my friend. Exactly. Claude, what's up, Stryker? What's up, Claude? Good to see you. It's been a while, my friend. Fire Canada. I'm ready for it now. I'm ready for it 4 weeks ago. What have we had since the bye? Same stuff. Listless, unmotivated, easily defended plays. George, need to fire the whole team and coaches, start over. Mason would be better. That's what I was thinking. Hopefully this is Canada's last year. It's definitely Canada's last year. Absolutely. You cannot have this offense ever again. Always is. But we've got to figure out a way to find somebody and an offensive person that knows how to, like a good, do your due diligence in finding offensive and defensive coordinators as you do in finding head coaches and general managers. We're done just having the coach say, I want that guy. Done. We're going to take 2 months. We're going to interview 10 to 20 people. We're going to have 3 rounds of interviews. Then we're going to pick our guy. That's the only way to do it from now on. I am done with Tom saying, hey, I'll bring my old friend from college back up here. Bad move. That's a bad move, and that's on Tomlin. And continuing to defend Canada is on Tomlin. Continuing to employ Canada is on Tomlin. It's also on Rudy. It's also on Khan. They can be like, it's time for a change. Because a game like this that we should have won easily should have won this game. With one drive, one absolute drive out of Kenny Pickett. We didn't get one drive out of him. Not one sustained drive to put us in position to score and take a lead. Always is. That's it, George. Trish, give Trubisky and Rudolph first team practice reps this week. This was agonizing to watch. It was. Ian, Hey, Stryker, didn't see the game. They had the Dolphins game on. Fire Canada, bring back Wiz. I'd love to have Wiz. I loved him as an offense coordinator. They suck. They do, George. Kenny was a mistake. Right now, he seems to be. We're still 2-1 in the division. There's always a bright side, Ronnie. We might be 2-2 next week with another rookie. Who knows? George, God can't save Steelers. Claude, and the Steelers need to bring in some competition for Kenny and Harvin next year. We've been bringing in competition for Harvin every year in training camp. The problem is he flat out beats out the punter every year. Flat out beat him out this year too. He had a great preseason. I don't know what happens when he gets into the end half of the season. End half of the season, he seems to fall apart. I don't know if he's just not in shape. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it, Claude. Really, I can't. But we actually picked up an NFL punter last year to have on our team for training camp. NFL caliber punter. He couldn't beat out. Harvin stepped up and kicked really well. Near perfectly in the preseason. When he didn't have somebody breathing down his neck, it's a lot tougher. Gareth, I don't know if he's kicking injured. I know he got hurt and he missed a couple games. And he hasn't been the same since. But Gareth, if Jaylen Warren wasn't on the field, it would have been worse. Exactly. Kenny wasn't a mistake. He just needs more training. Our problem, Trish, and I agree. He needs more training. Our problem is the Steelers can't develop a quarterback. We cannot develop a quarterback to save our lives. What's on your head? That's something on your head there. I don't know why. Other teams do better with Josh Dobbs than we did. We couldn't develop him. I mean, trying to think in a history, like technically, I guess we developed Bradshaw because he was in the doghouse a lot, even in 74 when he won his first Super Bowl. He only started half of those games. I know Terry Gilliam got a good amount of starts that year before we went with Bradshaw and stuck with Bradshaw, and he won a Super Bowl, and that was his team. Didn't really develop. He took a long time to develop. He took like 4 or 5 years to develop, right? Because we drafted him in 70, I think. Yeah, 70, 80, or sorry, 70, 71, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, 5 years to develop that kid. That's tough. That's like Ben Roethlisberger. We didn't have to develop him. He was fresh new package out of the box. Boom. Worked. Done. Win all my games. Regular season, 15-0. Get the playoffs, finally lose to the cheaters, but other than that, fresh out of the box, unbeatable. Unbeatable. Didn't have to develop him. He was already ready, fresh out of the box. Same thing with Kenny Pickett. We didn't really develop him. He had to start mid-season last year. Gave us a good run. But this is inexcusable. Juan, Trubisky can at least run on those third and short. He can, but I don't trust his arm anymore. I don't trust him to see and deliver the football anymore with his arm. That's the problem I have with Trubisky. Skyler, many things terrible, but I just don't get leaving Warren off the field late in the game. I thought he was on the field there late in the game. We just didn't run it. Donnie Alexander, lose to these clowns. Really? Canada has to go. Mitch sucks. Use Mason. That's what I say. Robert Tamburo, there you go. How you doing, Robert? I know you'll have the balanced takes coming in here. Media emphasizing regular season record, ignoring 2010s, 2020s. As Tomlin's a loser, we can trade him for 2 first-round draft picks and can visit as a Steeler legend whenever he wants. It's a win-win. And that's a good take. I mean, we've been talking about this for a while, Robert. You've been bringing it up for a couple years. Not a couple years. Yeah, at least a year. And it's an interesting take. Get something for him. We've got the right GM to be able to do that. He would be worth 2 first-round picks. Another team would give us 2 first-rounders for Tomlin. And if it's a bad team too, like those are bad teams. Like we get to talks with a bad team. We get 2 of their first-round draft picks. We're going to be drafting early. Early. Fire everyone. That's it, George. Tomorrow. Postseason is the only season that matters, and the Steelers had one of the most humiliating, degrading, lopsided, beatdown losses in history, and the most recent Browns-Steelers game today is not anything new. Yeah, it was not. Ray, what do you think about roughing the passer bullshit call? Now, I didn't like the situation that it was called, but it was a helmet-to-helmet strike, and that is by definition roughing the passer. I wanted to be mad at it. Don't get me wrong, Ray. I wanted to be mad at it, but it was helmet to helmet or helmet to face mask. I mean, he didn't hit him hard. He stood up, which is why it was helmet to helmet. If he put his shoulder into him, it wasn't helmet to helmet, which sucks. They didn't score on it, but still, yeah, it sucked. Steeler Wade might F around today and accept the things I cannot change. Right. George should not have to burn clock. Well, we should have burned some clock. Definitely should have burned that. That's an end game, because if you cannot get the first down, at worst, you've got to give them the ball with 1:20 left with no timeouts on a rookie quarterback. That is, I don't know why Tomlin wasn't in on that. That is textbook how you end game. I'm a numbers guy. I track end game. This was a complete failure at end game. When we had the ball under 2 minutes, 2 timeouts, you kind of feel them out first. Feel yourselves out. Either a possession pass, a short possession pass, or a running play on first down. Maybe you do play action on second down, or you run the ball again on second down. Third down, depends on where you're at. Do you try to get the first down? But by that point, they're out of timeouts. You got to keep the clock moving in that situation. You do that, they're under 1:20 when they get the ball. Probably right around 1:13 with the punt and everything else. I am much more confident with them trying to go full field in 1:13 on our defense if they have no timeouts versus 1.5 minutes with 2 timeouts. Inexcusable. George, my 11-year-old grandson could have won this game. Probably could have. Ian, might as well let Mason be quarterback for the rest of the season. What have we got to lose at this point? Yeah, I mean, are we still trying to develop Kenny Pickett, though? I mean, right now, if we're like, what do we have to lose? Keep throwing Kenny out there. Hello, Kitten. Kitten, you are just up in my grill today, purring away. I don't know if you guys can hear that purr coming through the microphone, but she's definitely Bogart in the microphone. Glenn Cochran, how you doing? That was painful to watch, beyond embarrassing, unacceptable for starting NFL quarterback. Pickett, Tomlin, Canada should all hang their head in shame. Shake my head. But remember, Mason was a free agent and no team wanted him. And I mean, no team. So he had to sign at third and just have a job. He's the answer. He's a better deep ball quarterback was all I said. But I think he's the only one that gives me any confidence throwing the ball down the field and throwing the ball in the middle of the field. Right now, even Trubisky wasn't doing that when he came in. Jeff, in the offseason, we need to trade Pickens for some picks. Trade Najee for a player or pick. Find a serviceable quarterback until we can draft, or find the long-term answer at quarterback. Fire Matt Canada and find a real offensive coordinator. Yeah, those are some interesting points. Trading Najee is something we haven't talked about. Trading Pickens is something we haven't talked about. My cat seems to really enjoy this conversation and where it's going right now. My gosh, you just are so in lovey right now. Yeah, but it would be interesting. I mean, that's like a rebuild. If we're trying to do that, we're doing a rebuild. It means we're going to be drafting a running back early next year. Warren's going to be our starter. McFarland will hopefully be there as well. I like McFarland as well. But that's how we're going. 1. Mitch and Mason throw down the field. It's time to give one of them a shot. They do. They do. That's what I want to see. Claude, Stryker, you're one of the few Steeler podcasters who keeps it 100% about Kenny. You're one of the few Steeler podcasters who keeps it 100% about Kenny. 100% about. I don't really understand what you're trying to say there, Claude. Can you be more specific? Like 100% about Kenny, like what he is, like him being like Tim Tebow, him being like his ceiling, maybe Trent Dilfer. That's just the way I feel about him right now. Today, I didn't feel good about him at all. It was like Duck against Buffalo. When I was at that game watching it, I had no confidence we can move the football with Duck. I feel the same exact way with Kenny Pickett right now. I have no confidence that we can move the football with Kenny Pickett. It seems like we luck into a drive. Mike Tomlin is every bit responsible for this woeful play calling as Canada by keeping him around. Exactly. That is the part that Mike Tomlin is responsible for keeping Canada. That's on him. For continuing to defend him, for continuing to keep him employed after the bye, for making cute statements like, "Oh, I'm not gonna make an excuse for winning ugly." Well, now we're losing ugly, and it's because of your damn offensive coordinator. Because that was inexcusable. We lost the game in a situation where if I was managing the game, we would not have lost the game. We would have gone to overtime, but we wouldn't have lost it. That would have been worst case scenario, and that's what you got to play for. Robert, humiliating beatdown. I refer is Browns-Steelers playoff game. Today we played undrafted rookie quarterback. He was to make his first start and outsmarted Tomlin, just like Browns. Coordinator outcoached Tomlin after the other game. They definitely outcoached us. I'm not too weighing it about this game. This is a bad game for our coaching staff, bad game for our offense coordinator, bad game for Tomlin and managing it at the end game. Absolutely failure at end game. We were outcoached. Hurts. Absolutely hurts to watch. 200 yards would have won the game. Sticking with the run would have won the game. Absolutely would have won the game. We would have gotten 200 yards rushing, Richard. I agree. Michael Scott Joyda. If you had already seen the best of KP, should they look at a quarterback early in the draft? It's not a bad idea to start looking at quarterbacks. I mean, maybe a second rounder, depending on if we're gonna bank picks, like some people are talking about. Maybe Robert's talking about trading Tomlin. Other guys talking about trading Najee or Kenny. If we start getting that, if we're trading those picks, yeah, it's starting to think about, yeah, maybe we should pick up somebody good with those picks. Robert, every year, same thing. Our division actually comes down to who is the worst to the Browns or Steelers. And because the Browns won in postseason, I give it to them for being not the worst. That's definitely, you can say that. Do they even have any route concepts to try to get a guy open? Or are they just hoping the first read can beat their man? Right now, today we didn't run any route concepts. We ran one last week just to win the game. We didn't run that play at all today. That was the one that Miles Austin ended up pass interferencing on George Pickens coming across, and it was a rub route. But since Austin ran into the guy, it's a penalty. I mean, we're getting offensive penalties on pass plays by our wide receivers. We had another one today. Deontay Johnson got an offensive pass interference on a screen. Though it took Kenny forever to get that ball out of his hands. That's on Kenny. But still, it sucks. Steeler Wade. When Cole walked by the Brown defender, I lost it. I did too. That drove me nuts. He did it twice in the game. I saw it. Once in the first half, once in the second half. If he hit that guy on that recent one when Warren had the ball with speed, that could have been another touchdown. It absolutely could have been another touchdown for Warren. Because everybody was moving downhill, and he was the only one moving uphill. And he broke that line. He gets one more block. Look out. I don't know if those lighter defensive backs are taking that guy down. Ronnie Hunter rushing 200 yards would have won the game. Yep, that's exactly what we've been saying. Exactly. Derek Lore, what's up, Stryker? This is our game. The offense needs to help the defense big time. Exactly. Offense lost the game. Both lost the game, but offense had to make a play, make a drive. We made one play, 74-yarder. That was it. That was our play. Defense got the interception, put us in position to get a field goal. That was it. It's time to give Mason some reps. I'm with you, Claude. Robert, all teams have injuries. Steelers aren't exceptions, nor over the years do they have more than average, more than using excuses exceptionally late, but unsteeler-like for a Steeler fan. We're actually doing fairly well in the management, I believe, of our injuries. The problem is when you have a lot of injuries at one position. Like you can manage like injuries around, like a spot here, spot here, spot here. But when you start having 2, 3, 4 guys go down at one position, it kills your depth at that spot. Inside linebacker is the biggest question mark on defense right now. I mean, Roberts played his butt off. Cooley said that earlier in the show. He was absolutely right. But that's, that's when it starts to hurt, when it's all the same position. Whoever was talking about the 4 injured Steeler defenders is not a real Steeler fan. And yeah, I'm not going to call somebody a Steeler fan or not a Steeler fan. We're allowed to have our opinions on the show, and I will let people talk, even yourself, Robert. Who'd you rather have the injury? Watch a team with 4 injured defenders or a team with 1 injured quarterback superstar with our Denny's veteran back? I would have rather played Deshaun Watson today. We would have at least had 6 sacks because he holds on the ball forever, waiting for a play. We would have made plays. We would have won the game, just like we did the last time when we played him. One, you keep Najee because reality is injuries happen. Warren is undoubtedly balling, but the 1-2 punch is good. Yeah, and that's keeping them both fresh. They're absolutely both fresh, and that's a good point. One. Robert C. RT, it's not excuse to the fact that the defense still played well. The offense in Canada killed them. Absolutely. Defense only let up 13 points. Defense let up 13 points on the road. We should win the game. At least, very least, make it overtime. We couldn't even make it to overtime when letting their offense only score 13 points. Heck, I don't even know if they would have gotten into the end zone legit. And I still didn't see any angle that would have called that a touchdown indisputable. They're like, well, his shoulder was over and his arm on this angle, and you come to this. It's like there's nothing undisputable that showed me the ball across the line. But I know that the way they ruled it, it's absolutely horrible. Tamburo, Browns' 2 best offensive players are Chubb and Watson, and a pretend Steeler fan ignores that and talks about 4 injured Steeler defense. Yeah, I'm off of that topic. Find something else to talk about, Tamburo. Mike, that game was terrible. Players, coaches, something has to be done. Pickett has to ride the pine. They need a different game plan. Please do something. Absolutely, Mike. Emil, time for a change. That's what we've been talking about. Agreed. Najee has not returned the 5th-year option. Has not returned. Well, the 5th-year option can't be given until next off season, right at the start of free agency. That's when in May. I think it's May. You have to use the 5th-year option by. But yeah, we have not. I don't think they should 5th-year option him since he's not the guy. Seems like Warren's turning into the guy. Talk about supplanting Le'Veon Bell, saying running backs deserve more money means Steelers should pay Jalen, not him. And that's probably what we're going to do. Really, it is. And since his numbers aren't as good and he's not a first rounder, we can get away with another contract for him that's going to be pretty low for a running back. Ronnie, we can still win the division, people. We absolutely can. We absolutely can. Ravens have a horrible schedule the rest of the way. We have to win, though. We have to figure out ways to win, though, Ray. Claude, 16-28, 106 yards is not a NFL starting quarterback numbers. Absolutely not. Tamburo, the only 2 Steelers jerseys I've ever bought the last couple of decades are James Conner and Najee Harris. And James Conner is one of the best running backs in the league. Tomlin let go. Well, he was a free agent. We chose to go a different direction. I can't fault him for that. I wanted to bring him back, but we chose to bring back Juju Smith-Schuster that year, as opposed to, because that was our choice, Juju or Connor. And we don't pay running backs for some weird reason. But we kept TJ Watt in that same draft. Don't matter. Exacto. We need a good offensive line for sure. Yeah, offensive line is the next draft, Dennis. That's the next draft. New center, new guard, another tackle, hopefully a right tackle. You draft for like a starting right tackle. That way, when we get rid of Moore, we can flop because Moore has 1 more year, I believe. Then Jones is back at left, and then we got a right tackle already stepping in for the young team, building this offensive line. And we got to get an athletic center. We don't have that athletic center that we've always had. Robert, in that video, when they show on the screen the words like at Tomlin content, a little blonde hair girl cradles her head in her paw like us. One, at this point, I think Tomlin is not being allowed to fire Canada. It has to be coming from above him. I don't know. I can't speculate what's going on and what conversations they've had, but it's definitely a conversation they should have, and they should have had. And Omar Khan should have people that he thinks would make a good midseason change for interim offensive coordinator. We'll have to see. Robert, I've been telling you guys all year, A boring little white punter that can do average punting every time is way better than Kenny G fan having a few exceptional punts. But will be consistent. Yeah, I know what you're trying to say. I know exactly. You want a more consistent punter. Exactly. The guy maybe not punted as deep, but they love the fact that he keeps it out of the end zone. We don't kick touchbacks, but those shanks, they're at the point. I'm done with the shanks. I'm with you on that. Ian, if Wisenhut is not available to hire as offense coordinator, then Stryker should be nominated. Had to give you some reps. Well, thank you, Ian. I appreciate that. I'm a game manager. I'm not an offensive coordinator. Like, I can manage like game, how to win games at the end game, manage clock, all that kind of. I'm a game manager. I have that down, and I'm confident doing that. That would make me a head coach, but I'm not a head coach either. I can game manage. Does matter. You're right, Ronnie. How would it? We wouldn't even win one playoff game. No, Bo, I'm not confident for that either. Edward, Matt Canada the head coach. Shouldn't be that difficult to stand around and be a cheerleader on game days. Ian White, well, if Tomlin is allowing Canada to call these ridiculous plays, then I agree. Fire them both. Yeah, it's like I'm at the point where I cannot defend Tomlin for keeping Canada on this team. That's my only problem with Tomlin's coaching, is his choosing to stand behind this anemic offense run by an offensive coordinator that cannot move the football. Does not know how to move the football in the NFL. Ian, have a good night. Thank you so much, man. You too. Good night. Go Steelers. Ronnie Hunter, I think it's on Canada for not being able to beat the ball, not Kennedy, in my opinion. I'm more harder on Canada, but Kenny he did not give me any confidence. Jeff Medley, I've been a fan of Tomlin and have defended him, but it doesn't make some major changes on the offense. He needs to go. Matt Canada needs to go. 2-yard Najee Harris needs to go. Bad attitude Pickens needs to go. And Pickett needs to get benched and find a new quarterback for next year. This team needs new players on offense. They need more players with the attitude and desire of running back Warren. Our offense is basically Warren. Rookie offensive lineman Jones, tight end Freiermuth, and sometimes wide receiver Johnson. I see no fire. I'm with you. I think you named all the right play. Robinson has some fire too, but he's not getting the ball either. Ronnie Hunter, we can't talk about another quarterback before we get rid of the offensive coordinator. I agree. Tim Burrow, Steelers have 15 total yards passing in the first half, which is 1933 leather helmet Steelers, and the next 40 years Steelers sucking, never had half that bad passing. I know, right? That's crazy. First half Browns had 0 penalties, and the Steelers had 5 penalties, and this indicates that which team is better coached. I just say that the referees did not call a lot of penalties in general. 5 penalties isn't a whole lot of penalties for half, and we didn't have a whole lot more after that. Here's a crazy thought: if Mike Tomlin did not give his players and himself more time than any other NFL coach does, then the Steelers would play better. Yeah, maybe. Connor fumbled every 5 carries and was always hurt. For us, yes, he was. But he is a good player now. Ronnie Hunter, Connor was hurt all the time. Best of it. Yep. I'm glad I didn't watch it for the benefit of the animal shelter and some poop show. Fire Tomlin. Thanks, Bob. Well, thank you for your service, too, going out and doing some great things at an animal shelter today. That's something Steeler Nation could be proud of, other than the performance of this game. Scott Punswick, our offense is dysfunctional. I'm sick of 3rd and long and always throw behind the sticks. So sick of the side-to-side swing passes, and I hope to never see another jet sweep. Why aren't we burning up the middle of the field with Freiermuth and using Washington for no more than a glorified blocker is unbelievable to me. We just don't play to anybody's strengths. We keep running a broken system and hope for better results. Very disappointed to see that week remain exactly the same. Each week remain exactly the same. I know. It's the definition of insanity. Keep doing the same thing, expect a different result. Has not happened. One, we have so much talent to be losing Johnson, Pickens, Warren, Muth, and Najee, but this staff won't bench Pickett and fire Canada. The line is not terrible. I don't know. We couldn't give it any time today. I thought it was horrific today in pass blocking. Our line was horrific. Tim Burrow, Art Rooney is set. The second has been very explicit every time he's asked, when he says that the coaching decisions are all Tomlin's. They are. But when he tells you to start being a running team, we should have been running at the end of this game to try to win it. Sue whoever just tried to take the heat off the Tomlin, saying it's also oldership may have been through the Bruce Arians being let go. But when Rustin, as the last couple of years, explicitly says it all. We should never have gotten rid of the other guy. Oh, gosh. Oh gosh, the other offensive coordinator right after Arians. That guy was the best offensive coordinator statistically we ever had, and we ran him out of on a rail because we didn't like wide receiver bubble screens. Robert T, you always blame Tomlin for the lack of playoff success, but ask yourselves, how did our quarterback play in their last few playoff games? Yeah, Ben was horrific in that Browns game. Maybe we let a random fans call play calling games go forward. Yeah, can't be any worse. I know they did it in Miami. Can't be any worse for us. Claude, Robert T, was it good enough to win? We could have won this game. Scott Punswick, we are who we are. Each week we do the same things on offense and hope for better results. Very disappointing because we have the players to be much better. We do. Juan, I love this podcast. Thank you for letting us vent. Right now, it's hard to cheer, but as a lifelong fan, go Steelers. Thank you, Juan. Guys, let everybody know, hey, follow me at SN Stryker. Be sure to go over to YouTube and sign up for on our channel, youtube.com/Steeler Nation. And that's how you get notifications. That's how all these guys are up here jumping from YouTube, because they get the notifications. Come on over and join the show. And that's the easiest way to get your notifications, because I don't always tweet. Robert, sorry again, typos. I'm multitasking. Getting out of the shower. The point, Rooney, all coaching staff decision he made exactly by Mike Tomlin. Kenny was supposed to be athletic. Supposed to be. We're back at the Jeff Graham's era. Yeah, it's even worse. It's like the Mark Malone era. Mark Malone, I'm like, we're not moving the football. Other than Todd, Haley. That's it. Todd Haley's the guy I was trying to say. Being the son of a Steelers legend, nepotism, and the Art Rooney forcing the only good offensive coordinator, Bruce Arians, out. He stayed out of it since then, and it's all on. Yeah, but we should have kept Haley. Should have kept Haley. Best statistical offensive coordinator we ever had. Mike T, Robert, yep. Kenny Pickles strikes again. That's it, Mike. Hashtag trade. Hashtag trade make. Whoa, I need to slow down. Michael Scott Joyner. Not sure if this has been mentioned, but Fire Canada. Watch you next time, Stryker. Thanks, guys. Yeah, we're getting close. The hour's up. I'm just trying to roll through you guys here quickly. Haley, really think that loss is on Canada? Yeah. Yep. Aloha from Maui. You're from Maui. Beautiful island. Wasted opportunity today. Hopefully your house wasn't part of that issue there, Shaka. Welcome back to the show. Great talking with you again last week as well, man. You hang loose. You keep it get good and safe over there too. Jeff Medley, is there anyone in the Steelers staff that could step in as an interim offensive coordinator, and then if they fire Canada? Yeah, they have isn't Sullivan their quarterback coach? I think he could step up. Otherwise, it has to be one of the offensive coordinators or offensive position coaches as a call-up. At this point, I think anyone on the staff would be better than Canada. I do too. I really do. This is just, it's abhorrent. It's abhorrent. Kenny Pickett is not going to get any better under this stuff. Trade Mike T. Bring back Bill. Bill Cowher. Bill Cowher's never coming back. He's got a rock star wife and a job that he only has to phone in to do. Scott Pond, bring back Haley. Yeah. Go watch Tank Dell's touchdown catch. Oh, dude, I'm sure he's awesome. He's awesome. I will. Kenny Pickett 8 in Canada need a divorce. Guys, that's all the time we got on the show. I got through everybody. Sorry for the loss. It sucks. I will be back live Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure you're subscribing to Steeler Nation, the Steeler Nation channel on YouTube, YouTube/Steeler Nation. Be sure to go over to SteelerNation.com, read our great articles. We got the Terrible Tailgate button. You can buy stuff over there. Check out our forum. Got a forum button. Got the podcast button. Everything to check out over there at SteelerNation.com. Great site. Absolutely great site today. So go over and check that out too. What you're asking here, Timburo. Stryker, if you would have rather played Watson today, then that's my point, that someone saying injured players should be an excuse for the Steelers not standard winning thing. No, I wanted to play Watson. I absolutely wanted to play Watson. Absolutely did. Thank you, Claude. Thank you, Steelers Wade. Thank you, all of you, for joining our show and making it what it is, because my show is nothing without you. All my questions, comments, everything, great back and forth. Always love it, guys. Always love the different ideas. So until next time, until Tuesday at 8:30 Eastern time, guys, I will be rooting along with you. As always, go